It was just so fun. My dad had to come help me. I had never found a big thing like that previously, and I haven't really since because most of those stores have closed. And it was just really exciting. I don't have the furniture anymore either. I just recently got rid of it, but it was fun and I loved it. Yes. Okay. So I got a lot of people asking for pointers and how to get started and everything like that. So have I ever gotten caught while diving? Yes. It hasn't happened in a while, but I've gotten caught by probably maybe 4 employees. One of them asked me to leave. He just said, please don't do that. And then I left. And it's not a place that I go to very often anyways. That was a while ago. So I very rarely go back because it's quite far away. And the other one was at a Dollar Tree, and the lady was quite rude to me. However, that didn't really bother me. So I have gone back since, although I don't find much there. And then when I first started diving, the police did come once. I was at a Joann Fabrics. And I think what had happened was Goodwill had maybe called the police because I had just pulled up to the Joann's. And yeah, so obviously I wasn't doing anything illegal. They asked me to leave. It was absolutely terrifying. My heart was beating out of my chest. But I left, and I've gone back countless times. That was 6 years ago, and never had any problems since. Any pointers? I would recommend when you first get started going with someone if you have anybody who would even just drive the car for you, because it just puts your nerves at ease a little bit. Plus, then you can just, skedaddle out of there quicker. I would also recommend either going very early in the morning when you first get started or later at night once the employees have left, if you're nervous about getting caught especially, just so you don't have to worry about that part of it. But definitely bring some hand sanitizer, a flashlight, a grabber if you're looking actually into digging around. It's the hardest part is just getting over that initial fear. Am I planning a garden? Yes. So I am definitely planning a garden. I have big plans for my yard, but it's just a little overwhelming. But a garden, definitely. I took the little garage thing I had down, except I left the frame, and I'm planning on turning that into somewhat of a greenhouse. I've never really understood the point of an actual greenhouse. Maybe you guys can help me out with that. More so just like a away from animals cave, I guess we'll call it. But yes, I do want to have a huge garden, including things like mushrooms and, all sorts of vegetables. I want to grow my fruit trees, obviously. Are you ever afraid? Yes, I definitely get scared because I go at night and I don't want people to, catch me or look at me even. And I especially don't want to get into a situation where I'm in danger. I would recommend, if you're a new dumpster diver, CVS and Aldi. Those are the most consistent. My CVS, however, has unfortunately closed. There is one farther away. I just don't hit it very often. But I would recommend CVS and Aldi. I would recommend going quick so you don't get caught. I would recommend taking what you can use and just, taking the jump. You can do it. But yes. So that's what I would say. And, even if you just drive by the dumpsters for a few times before you actually take a peek in, or maybe just go look in it without taking anything, that'll kind of get you started. Thank you so much. My goals for this year. I would like to get to 30,000 subscribers. I'm only 2,000 away, so I think that's doable. I would like to have my big successful garden like I just talked about. I would like to get my house in order, how I'm proud of it so I can share it with you guys. It's in order. I'm doing fine, but I want to get it all decorated and everything. I would just like to continue the consistency that I've kind of had within the past 2 or 3 weeks. Yes, I was very shocked as well. I constantly look on realtor.com and Zillow, even to this day. I just like to look at real estate and the prices of it and the cost, of certain locations and stuff like that. But I had been working with a realtor since, I want to say, October. And I purchased my house at the end of December. But I was the one that found the house on realtor.com. I found it before it was technically actually listed. I think they had the pre-listing up on the weekend, and then the real listing would go live on Monday. And then I was the first one to come check it out. So that's how I was able to get it. I think somebody else asked about if the cost was like normal around this area, and it is definitely not. So that's why I was eager to jump on it and move so quickly, because I was very limited in my budget. I could not get a loan over $50,000. But this was an as-is sale anyway, so I had to purchase it in cash. Newbie dumpster divings, female divers. So yes, I am a single female diver. I personally dive at night because that's when I get off of work, and that's when the employees are gone, so I can take my time. I always leave... This, I don't know, this might be stupid, but I always leave my car running with the lights pointed on me. However, I'm very conscious of checking every few seconds to make sure nobody's like getting in my car and stealing it. But I would just recommend, depending on the area, maybe go early in the morning. I do go during the day when the stores are open, when I'm able to, but I don't stick around as long because I don't like to be caught. However, it would be better to be caught by an employee than to be caught in a dangerous situation alone at night. So maybe I would recommend, like I said earlier, Aldi and CVS, take a peek, just drive by during the day or early in the morning. Yes. So again, I hate confrontation as well. If you guys have been following for a while, that's part of the reason why I used to not film in the dumpster. I'm still getting comfortable with it. I would recommend, like I mentioned, bringing somebody with you just to drive your car. It gives me a lot more confidence. However, I do dive alone. But if there's somebody that you can, have drive the car for you, keep a lookout if anybody's coming. But at night, I really have never had that problem because all the employees are gone. Just wanted to know what made you get your mobile home and now the land. Okay, so the mobile home was out of necessity. I had recently gotten out of a very long-term relationship. I was young. I had no credit. I couldn't get approved for a home loan. I couldn't get approved for an apartment. So that was the only option that I had left. Either move back in with my parents in their mobile home or move into my own. So I found one, the cheapest one I could on Craigslist, fixed it up, and I lived there for almost 2 years. And at that point, the owners had changed and the rent was going up, and they were pulling in, honestly, it felt like thousands of new homes. And I just didn't want to continue paying rent there. And my house got shot, if you guys saw that. So I decided to start looking for homes. At that point, I could get approved for a $50,000 home loan, which in the terms of real estate is nothing. So I was very limited. And that's how I, found my little house. It was really the only option. And it had all this land, which I loved. Is it in the most ideal location for me and my jobs? No, but it's not bad. And I love it. Yes, so I would just recommend literally every day checking Realtor.com and Zillow. I checked, I think, about 7 cities, maybe even more, that I was willing to move to. You have to be open. Like, my sister is looking to possibly buy a house at some point, but she's only looking in one city, so it's going to be much harder for her. I don't know if I have any other tips for starting dumpster diving. Just think of a few stores that you like. Check out, make sure their dumpster is accessible, make sure there's no locks or no trespassing signs. Get a grabber if you're looking into actually doing this for real, and just be confident. In my area, no dumpster diving is completely legal, as long as there are no signs or locks. So no, I don't believe you can get fined. Like I said, the police have come up on me once before and just asked me to leave for the time being. I do have a small freezer. Hopefully I remembered to put in the picture. I have been dumpster diving for 6.5 years. I started, in the fall of 2016. The fall of 2016, I want to say. Yes, I have been caught by a few employees, but it has been a very long time, so I'm thankful about that. I'm very cautious about it though. If I hear anything, I book it to my car. So that's another reason why you will never see me actually in a dumpster, because just the thought of being in a dumpster and an employee coming out is horrible. I do not have a permanent solution to block the thing behind my bed. I do have like an IKEA cabinet door that I purchased in their discount section. So it's not open. I have it blocked off. However, I do have things stored in there. So I don't want to close it for good. I'm still going to look for a better solution eventually, but it works for now. I have things in there that I don't need, like, you know, baby blankets and a quilt that I made of my high school t-shirts and stuff like that. Stuff that I don't need, but I want to keep. Is the upstairs organized? At the moment, no. I'm kind of going through my clothes, but it is settled. I have all my furniture up there. I'll see if I can put a picture in. I'm not going to guarantee it, though, because it is not organized. Is this my forever home? I do not think that I'm ever going to have a forever home. However, I'm very content and happy here for now. But I like change in my living situation. So right now I'm very happy, and I do want to make updates and keep bettering this house. But I don't know if I'll ever have a forever home. We did not do any Christmas presents this year, and we haven't done Easter baskets in about 2 years, unfortunately. I used to find tons and tons of stuff in the CVS dumpster, in the Joann's dumpster, at the Five Below dumpster, even the Dollar Tree, things that, like little toys and knickknacks and stuff like that. And unfortunately, I just don't find those things anymore. And that's what I used to do the Easter baskets with. But once I get my finances all situated and I get my debt paid off, I would like to continue to do things like that. And I know my parents would as well. I would love to add tons of outbuildings and stuff to my property, but again, it costs a lot of money, which I am working on. I have a tiny shed right now, but that's it. I would love a real garage. I would love like a carport. I would love a pole barn, but realistically, it won't be happening anytime soon. Frugalista is how I started. Yes, I am definitely scared. I wouldn't say scared. I would say more nervous. But I'm very cautious and very aware. Sorry, I'm not going to say my specific full-time job. Yes, my employers know about my diving, but I don't bring it up often. Yes, I have a garage sale nearly every year that I sell things on. So, yes. How old am I? I am 27. I turned 27 in November. I was born on November 21st, 1995. So I started dumpster diving when I was 20, nearly 21. So almost 7 years. Do you plan on getting chickens? Yes, this is exciting that I was excited to share with you guys. I recently got approved by my city to get up to 10 chickens. Weirdly enough, even though I live in a rural area, my city is very strict with the chicken regulations. Like, I know cities who are like, yeah, you know, you have a 16th of an acre, get some chickens, but mine is very strict, and I did get approved. So I also just got off the phone with somebody who has a chicken farm, and they are selling pullets, which are, you know, juvenile hens, and they will be available in May. So I have those set aside for me come May, because I just didn't want to have to raise the chicks myself, especially with the cats and no real room in here. So I'm excited. And yes, I'm excited to feed them my food scraps. But yes, I'm excited to get chickens. I just need to figure out the whole coop, the best situation. At the moment, no, I am not going to show myself, but hopefully I put in the baby pictures. I am not worried about security cameras whatsoever as long as there are no signs, because generally the security cameras are for people who dump their trash into the dumpsters, because that is illegal. Never dump your own trash into the public dumpsters. You can definitely get fined for that. So that's generally why the security cameras are there. I'm not doing anything illegal, so I have no worry about that. I briefly answered the Easter baskets. It was definitely a fun thing to do. I think COVID year or the year after was the last year that I found things that I was able to make with for the Easter baskets, but I do hope to bring that back. My sister actually got it for me for Christmas. It's just like a sink drying rack. I'll see if I can find it on Amazon and post a picture here. Okay, hopefully that was a good screenshot. The best thrift store in Michigan, I don't think I'm equipped to answer that. I've definitely not hit nearly every store in Michigan, but in this area, I would say the best is Salvation Army. There's 2 near me. There's one that is much, much better than others. And so yes, that's what I would say is the best. I have not done a video on that one quite yet. I started diving. I think I answered that one already. Let's see. When you get the deli sandwich. So generally, I showed this in a recent video. Expiration dates are either recently passed or upcoming. Yes, I only take perishable items during the winter. So during the summer, I will not take, meat and things like that from the dumpster because I don't know how long it has been in there. I generally don't, full-on wash the outside of my products before I bring them into my home. But yes, I do, wash them off a little bit. I tried to do this in my most recent video. Now, the only way I can, everybody can tell if things are safe or not is by smell, taste, the appearance. You really can tell when things are bad food-wise. Greens I will take during the summer. I don't think those really spoil. They just kind of get yucky. Food or meat and stuff like that, I will not take in the summer. No, I have never gotten sick from dumpster dive food, luckily, so I'm very thankful about that. But like I said, you just got to use your taste, smell, and sight, and it works out for you. Thank you. I think I answered my grandma. She's doing good. She's okay. She'll get there. Frugalnista. Yes, I have accidentally. I try not to keep my anonymity just because of other people's opinions on dumpster diving. So I used to donate to a family that lived near me. They have actually since moved and unfortunately split up. So that's why I don't donate to them anymore. I don't know of any homeless camps in my area, but I've recently talked about this. And I've had some people actually comment recently on a video that were absolutely grossed out and said, you better not donate that food. So I get it from both sides, but I feel as though people who are using food banks and stuff like that have the right to know where their food is coming from. And many people aren't comfortable with eating food from the dumpster. So, they have the right to have safe and comfortable food, and that might not be dumpster food for them. Plus, food banks don't take perishables, especially if they are past their best by date. So if I can find somebody who would like dumpster food in my area, if you are near to me, if you live in Wayne County, Michigan, and you would like my extra food, please comment, and I would love to dumpster dive for you. My parents do not dumpster dive with me anymore. My mom has said that I should stop. I'm comfortable talking about this. I would say no. We see each other actually very often. I saw him yesterday. He also purchased a home, so we are moving on, but it's not. We see each other all the time, and we didn't break up for reasons of each other. He has just never had. He's mental health and depression and things like that definitely take a toll on someone. So he's just kind of been dealing with stuff like that. But we are still in each other's lives, and I know that we still care for each other. Yes, most things that I find are near expired or about to expire, but it's nothing crazy like, months ago. That's funny. Yes, I just saw him yesterday. I'm not seeing anyone else. I don't, I'm not interested in dating sites and stuff like that. I'm just happy. Yeah, I am a very independent person, so I'm happy here by myself, honestly. This one, I'm going to respond to this differently. That's not a question, but I'm very excited for you that you've had a fabulous dumpster dive. plans for my little acreage. Yes, I'm excited to start raising chickens, hopefully in the spring and summer. I would love to get a pond. I am saving for that, like a swimming pond. I would love more fruit trees, and I hope to get a huge garden. I would love some mature evergreens, stuff like that. But again, this is all very financially restrictive. So that's the hope for the future. Yes, I'm excited to get chickens to feed them extra dumpster food. Where do I store all my stuff? Hopefully I showed you a picture of my fridge and pantry, but it's not too bad. Trash day. So really you just have to keep going and see which days they're empty, and then typically that is trash day. So my Aldi, I know the trash comes on Tuesday and Friday, just simply because I have gone every day for years. Well, I don't go every day, but I have gone every day of the week for years. Certain time of day is better. No, I don't think any day is better than any time of day is better than others. I do not like morning because my area is pretty heavily dumpster dive popular. So mornings it's pretty picked over. You don't really know which shops to hit. You just kind of have to drive around and see what you can do. I do not drink coffee. I don't like the taste of it. I do drink tea occasionally and hot chocolate. Tea more so. Yeah, I drink hot drinks. I just don't drink them often. My cats are about 10 months. Kippy is 10 months old. And Asparagus, the Humane Society estimated him to be about 6 when I got him in August. So he's estimated about 6 or 7 right now. My grandma's doing fairly well, thank you. Yes, definitely buy a pressure canner. I would suggest Presto is the one I have, and it's worked great for me. I got it at Walmart. It's pretty user-friendly. There are a lot of do's and don'ts, so I'm not sure if I can really do that right now. This video is already quite long. But I'm on a page called Pressure Canning Basics or something like that on Facebook. I would absolutely recommend that. There are a lot of don'ts, so you can't really just kind of go rogue. You have to follow the specific instructions and stuff with pressure canning. I wouldn't necessarily recommend finding one at the thrift store either. I would probably buy a new one just for safety reasons. Typically, no, I don't dumpster dive at apartment complexes. I don't have too much room for items that might be thrown out like that. I always appreciate you guys worrying for me, so I appreciate the concern and the heartfelt safety reasons and stuff like that. I've never really felt threatened, but I've felt nervous before. But yeah. How many plants do you have? I have a lot of plants. I'll put a picture in of right when I moved. So yes, I have a lot of plants. Unfortunately, a few have died since then just due to the shock of moving. But I love my plants. I haven't really specifically counted them. I've been on YouTube for the whole time I've been diving for 6.5 years about. Go back and check my early videos. They're silly. Can YouTube pay good? Yes, it definitely can. Some of these big YouTubers are making millions and millions of dollars. I do not make that much money. I usually make between $100 and $200 a month just because I've never really been super consistent. But this past month when I've been posting almost every day or every other day, it's definitely going to be more than that. At the moment, I do not have a special someone in my life. You know, like I mentioned, I still am in frequent contact with an old boyfriend that we started dating when we were 16. So I have never encountered a rodent or anything scary in the dumpster. I have had squirrels that were kind of peeking around in there, and that did get my heart going because they move quickly, but never a rat or anything. I don't show my face because I don't want people's bad opinions to impact how they feel about me. My boyfriend did know about dumpster diving because we had started dating prior to when I started dumpster diving, so he was there for the start of it. Time of month, I don't find any time of month to be better than others. I used to suggest going at the very start of months at CVS because they would get rid of all their outdated inventory, but I haven't had much success at CVS recently. Time of day, I don't like mornings, but every other time is good. Dumpster Chicks, be sure to go check out their channel, guys. They're a mother-daughter dumpster diving duo in Miami, Florida. Generally, no, my dumpsters don't smell, but I can definitely see how those would in Florida with the heat. So I'm sorry about that for you guys, but no, generally mine don't smell. Yes, this guy was telling, or is this I'm sorry if you're a woman. So when I adopted Gus, they told me he was Persian. The Humane Society said he was Persian, but now that his fur has grown back, I definitely agree that he is a Himalayan cat. So congratulations to Gus for being a Himalayan. General things. I'm not camera shy. I just, again, don't want to reveal who I am. I love dumpster diving. I love thrifting. I love napping. I love my cats. I like to travel. I went to Europe for 3 months after I graduated high school. I have an associate's degree in business, as well as a lot of certifications in my career field. I don't love school, although I was very good at it as a kid. You know, I don't go out often. I don't have tons of friends, but I do, you know, have some good ones in my life. I'm an independent person. I don't mind being alone. And that's about it. I'm a pretty simple person. No, YouTube doesn't tell us what to say at the beginning of videos. That's silly. It's just kind of, you know, what's come about. I've definitely never seen roaches. And like I mentioned, I had one employee be very rude to me, and the police have showed up one time. I've answered that. I don't wear gloves. I know this is controversial, but I just don't like to. It's hard to grab and film and feel what I need to feel with gloves on. So that's just a personal choice. So I'm sorry. I know some of you guys don't like that because of the safety reasons. Gardening plans. So I have big plans. I keep a notes app list on my phone of things that I want to plant. One of them being mushrooms, like I mentioned. I want to plant... I planted garlic already. I think I shared that with you. So hopefully those come up in the spring. We will see. I want to plant onions and loofah and cucumbers and pickling cucumbers and all sorts of things. I just can't think of it right off the top of my head. I think that's it. I'm sorry this video is so long. I do not have an Instagram. I mean, I do a private Instagram, but not a dumpster diving Instagram. So I'm sorry about that. Just YouTube for my dumpster diving. There was another one that I saw maybe on the old post, but they asked if I have always lived in this area. Oh, you know what? If I can find them, there were some people who couldn't access the post, but they asked if I had always lived in this area, or if I've moved away. So I was actually born in Kansas City, Missouri, and I moved to this general area when I was, you know, a toddler. So I've essentially always lived here, but we've moved around quite a bit within cities near each other. So I think I've lived in about 10 different residencies within the last 25-ish years, all in the same county, different cities though. So I've moved quite a bit, but not far. All right, I'm gonna see if I can find any other questions. Be right back. All right, well, I couldn't come across any of the comments that have been left asking me questions, so I'm sorry about that. I hope I answered everything you've been wondering. If not, leave me a comment on this video and I will try to answer everything else. But look how cute this little guy is. I know this video was long, so if you've made it this far, I greatly appreciate you. You guys are always the best. #1 supporters for sure. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to my channel, Dumpster Cam. Again, I'm just really hoping I answered everybody's questions reasonably. So I will see you guys soon in more fabulous videos. Thanks, guys.